There is no love lost between Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State and the Secretary to the Government of Federation, George Akume. Now, from the same political party, APC, the two gladiators now lead two factions of the party, battling to control the APC state structure. The sword of division has pierced through the state party leadership. The House of Assembly and even the federal lawmakers have also pitched their camp. Ahead of 2027, can the APC pull itself from the brink of collapse in Benue State? And can the governor pursue governance in the midst of this turbulence? I am Eshomomo Imodu. This is Fireworks. We put them under check. Joining the conversation is Austin Agada, now a factional chairman of the Benue State All Progressives Congress, APC. Nice to have you on my talk today.
Thank you. Good morning.
You smile when I said the factional chairman.
Because I'm not the factional chairman, I'm the state chairman of APC Benue State.
But to the governor, you are not the state chairman. There's another chairman.
Then that is because he refuses to recognize and to work with
We have
me.
two chairmen.
No, I don't
factions.
No, we can't have two chairmen because we are not in a banana republic and we chose democracy and we are practicing democracy, the rule of law. And even with the fact that I came into office from a legitimate Congress, Congress, that people voted for me, which of course the constitution of the party and the Federal Republic of Nigeria stipulates the years in which an office holder, party office holder, should do, which is 4 years, it remains same. And of course, there was a court judgment, as it is today, that have found me as a state chairman. It has not been appealed. No?
A court judgment removed you?
No.
How were you removed?
There was an attempt to remove me through the governor and the then national chairman, through the NWA, although not premised on any legal opinion or so. You know, and said that since the governor said he doesn't want me as chairman, you know, the governor first appointed someone on Maklo, Benjamin Omaklo, who was the welfare secretary then as chairman, and the national secretary said, no, you don't come through appointment and all of that. So he found his way, lobbied and said that the state executive committee of the party should be dissolved. And I quickly rushed to court and got an injunction restraining any dissolution. So in the face of law, there was no dissolution in the first place. But again, the substantive matter went in court and judgment was entered.
Where was this judgment entered?
It was entered since about 3 months now, 2 months now. Yeah. And it was entered in my favor.
How did this crisis start? Because you were best of friends. You were the chairman and you gave him the ticket to run as governor and became governor. Now he does not want you. So what really happened?
It is something that seems to be, some will say confusing or some will say laughable. For me, it is laughable because there was no issue whatsoever that would have led to the current crisis in our party in Benue State, because we gave him the support than ever before witnessed in the history of the state or anywhere. We did everything for him because he was coming from the church. He was a priest when we brought him on board to be our governorship
You saw
candidate.
his potential. You
Not
saw his strength.
not strength in the church.
You leverage his
He
support
was not a
base.
politician, so where does his strength comes from? He was a reverend father.
So he had no support base?
Politically or from the church?
From the people.
It was about doing a new thing politically in the states. So we felt that politicians, George Akume left the civil service to be governor, and he handed over the baton to Gabriel Suswan, who was more or less a business than a politician, you know, former House of Rep and all of that. And thereafter, an Tom too, that was a business and a politician, you know, and we needed somebody that could come from a different angle as a party. So that was how we made up and said, we welcome his idea to be governor of the state.
And good enough, he contested and your party won.
Yes, he became the candidate, even though it was one of the most difficult decisions ever witnessed in the history of
It was a good
Benue.
choice because he won you the election. It was a good choice.
He won the election because we campaigned for him.
If you had the wrong candidate, you wouldn't win that election, despite your campaign.
Yes, what was important for the people of Benue as at that time was that they never wanted to hear anything of Tom or the PDP. So it was for the party to take a decision.
Anything outside of Tom.
Yes, or the PDP. Don't forget that the likes of the former minister or Attorney General of the Federation, Mike Ondoka, also sought for that ticket. Don't forget the former Deputy Governor of Benue State, Chief Stephen Lawane, sorted for that ticket. Don't forget the current ED Finance and Account, Federal Housing Authority, Matthias Buam, sorted for that ticket. The who is who you can talk of in Benue, sorted for that ticket, sir.
So how do you survive these people?
Professor Shija.
How did you survive those powerful individuals you just talked about to give him
And
the
that
ticket?
was why I said, in the political history of the state or Nigeria, no candidate have been fought the way Hyacinth Alia was fought. Gamade, you know who Gamade is. Former national chairman, former this and that. Gamade sorted for that ticket, went all the way to Supreme Court in search of the nullification of that process.
And you stood your ground at his
We
highest.
stood our ground. We even changed the process because these are money bags, and Hyacinth had no money. It was just whatsoever that comes from the SGF. At the end, the SGF was a
The SGF was supporting him then also.
Yeah, he's the leader of the party in Benue. And of course, when the party sat down, he believes in the will of the party, the structure of the party, which has existed long ago before now. If you remember, when ACN first started getting its roots from Benue into the north, when then the NSA, Nuru Ribadu was our presidential candidate in 2011. You saw the massive vote. Nuru Ribadu won Benue.
With hindsight, do you regret giving Hyacinth the tickets?
No, we only learn the lessons from whatever we do. I don't believe in regrets. I believe in only learning lessons from any decision I make. I'm a businessman. I read business in school, and you must take a decision.
Now,
when you take a decision, you learn
so
from
no
that decision.
regret, but lessons learned.
Yeah.
Now, a part of the lessons learned, have you learned another lesson that when you are with somebody, you don't pitch camp with his political enemies? Probably he saw you taking sides with George Akume. That is why he felt that, look, you're on the wrong side. Have you learned that lesson?
it's laughable. How can Akume be his enemy? Someone that sold his house.
Both of them are fighting for the same structure of the party.
No, that's not true. As at when Hyacinth Alia came into governance, into government house with, I think, a mindset and started the fight from the onset. Never one day he rested without fighting. Okay, would you now say that that is the reason why Hyacinth is fighting the judiciary? Will you now say that is the reason why Alia is fighting even the academic? As it is today in Benue State University, the vice chancellor have been forced to go on sabbatical leave. And they are planning to, as soon as he comes back, to force him to resign for another vice chancellor to come on board.
That's just the rumor mill.
No, I am telling you things that is happening in Benue. Are you saying that that's the reason why the House of Assembly, I'm sure you saw the recent crisis in the House of Assembly. I'm sure you saw the recent crisis in the judiciary. There are back and front of this crisis, fighting from all fronts. So for me,
who is leading this onslaught against this governor? There are forces that don't want him to succeed.
how?
Because if fight is, the House of Assembly is there, the national lawmakers are there, and the Abuja forces from the Benue State are fighting him, it's like you don't want this governor to succeed.
So that is not true. Let me tell you, sir. Is there any reason for any fight in the first place? Have you asked that question?
I should ask you.
What was the reason for him refusing to work with people that supported him and worked for him?
Why have you not allowed him to take charge of the party structure? He's the governor, so he should lead the structure.
Issues of structures are issues that people willingly say, you are our leader. Nobody have denied him that. Okay, he's the governor.
Is Abuja forces not fighting him for the structure?
Which Abuja forces? No forces, sir. No forces completely. From where? From which angle? People supported you, gave you their all. As a governor of the state, has he ever invited the National Assembly people to even sit with them and even discuss the way forward on development and governance in the state? Is life all about structure when you have a tax before you to deliver to the good people of Benue the needed dividends of democracy and the essence of governance in which you sworn into office or you came into office by virtue of their support.
But it's you politicians that taught Nigerians this, that once you come in as the chief executive, you must handle the structure, because if you don't handle the structure, you won't get a second term.
How? How? If you had no structure and they supported you to be governor into office, is it now that you are governor that you feel that structure is the reason why you can come for a second term? What matters is to deliver on the promises made to the people. Let me tell you, sir, you don't need, if you are a sitting governor, you don't need any party structure to win your second term. If you perform well.
It is not that easy in Nigeria.
No, let me tell you the truth. Tell me which governor have performed well and the people have rejected him.
There used to be a godfather.
No, make an example of a governor that
example I want to give you. There used to be a godfather in Nigerian politics who said because the sitting governor was not doing his bidding, he decided to get the governor removed. The man was in charge of structure somewhere in the southwest. I don't want to mention the name.
Through what means did he get the governor removed? Let me tell you,
they impeached the governor. He brought in somebody else before the court sacked that person.
He impeached the governor. Through what process? Through the House of Assembly. So for me, I believe that Hyacinth Alia have all it takes, all the support of the people and the class of people. And the issue, honestly, has never been about the SGF or Hyacinth Alia. The SGF is busy with his schedules. You know what it is to be the secretary of the government of the federation.
But the governor's camp are not saying like that. They're saying that somebody is somewhere remote controlling people to fight him and make the state difficult. No, that is their perception.
Okay, tell me what have any person done to undermine, or even myself as state chairman of APC, what have I done in the negative to hamper the development Hyacinth Alia have brought on the table?
What can you do as the party chairman to curry the favor of your governor? That's your question.
He has refused. The man has refused.
There will always be something you can do. Sir, so what else can you do?
Sir, let me tell you, sir. I am telling you this thing is on record. Everybody knows. As state chairman of the party, in a stakeholder meeting, I have knelt down openly to everybody, took all the whole blames, even things that were ascribed to his own failure. I knelt down and I apologized to him, and I pleaded to the stakeholder, to the masses and everybody, and I told them to please forgive me and help me and help the governor, let us succeed. Because I looked at the pain and the campaign we did vigorously to have won that election. And I looked at the expectation of the people. And I felt at my age, being the youngest party state chairman in the federation, that the story should not be same. That there need to be a change. And I went and I pleaded with him. Even on a one-on-one, I went with Senator, Second Republic Senator Tilegado, the oldest active politician in Benue as it is today. The three of us, me, the Senator Gado, my humble self, and the governor, locked ourselves in his office. And we pleaded with him. And the funny aspect of things is that when you discuss with him, he agrees and he go ahead in doing a different thing. So only him himself knows what he is looking for and what he wants.
Now, is your national body intervening in this?
Sir, they have done that severally. The then national chairman, Gandoje, His Excellency Gandoje, will tell you his own story. Every member of the NWC will tell you their own story. The only thing is that we live in a society where everybody feels that the powers of a governor, but they all know the truth. What can be worse more than a president, a sitting president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, coming down to the state within the period of the political, the killings in Benue, and to advise on the issue of peace and closing ranks with every
Okay, just hold your thoughts there. We'll quickly go on a break, and when we come back, we'll get to know more how the intervention of Mr. President has gone in resolving the crisis in Benue State. Please stay with us. we left off talking about the intervention of Mr. President. How was the reaction of the governor, the response from the various stakeholders when the president called for peace, truce in Benue State APC?
Yes, the truth about it is that the people actually want peace because they want the state to move forward. The president, if you recall, when he came, he said, I am in Benue. I should be in Benue to commission projects and not dead bodies. It was born out of his passion and his concern for the Benue people. Now, of course, the governor in his usual way would laugh and agree, but thereafter, what action has he made to show that he has listened to the advice of Mr. President? And that is a governor that wants a second term in office. No governor in Nigeria today, go and check, from time immemorial today, that wants a second term or truly wants a second term, that will want a divided house, or that will be, or that will not be putting together his party members or his people before he talks about selling himself to the people.
Now, the way it is in Benue State, you gave Benue people Governor Hyacinth Alia.
By God's grace.
How will you judge his performance? Will you say he's not performing? You say you're the chairman of the party. So will you say your candidate is not performing?
But for Christ's sake, you are a journalist, and what I expect is to do investigative
I'm asking the state chairman. I'm asking the state
truth
chairman
about it
to
is
assess
that
his own party, to assess his own
I
candidate.
just told you what the president said when he came to Benue after 2 years.
But
that
the
he
killing, is it the
also-
handiwork of the governor?
It is part of neglect. It is part of neglect.
Is he in charge of the security in the state?
Yeah, every governor, the essence of governance first is the protection of life and properties of the citizenry. That is the focus of every government. First, because people must live for you to govern them. So let me tell you, sir, without missing words on issues of performance, like you have just asked, there is no way you can perform when you are fighting from all fronts. That is the basic truth. And if he sees what he has done to the performance, then I wish him well. History will judge.
So would you apologize to Benue people that you misled them, giving them a governor that will not perform? If you say he's not performing, would you apologize?
I said the history will bear if he has performed.
And I'm
But
asking the state
saying
chairman
is
of the party.
I'm saying
is your
is that-
party performing in Benue
No,
State?
I had apologized to the state for what has befallen the state. That is on record. I have no reason whatsoever to deceive myself and deceive the state. This is not what I wanted. So the issue of apology or no apology, the truth about it is that I know that we have not lived to our responsibility to the people of Benue. Considering the enormous resources that have entered the state through the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is on record. Benue in North Central takes the highest allocation as it is today. Then put it together with what the development is on ground, you have your answers to yourselves. So I want you to know that I'm not missing words about this thing, and I'm not playing politics about this thing. It is not about politics.
Okay,
it is about doing the right thing for the people of Benue to enjoy the essence or the reason for voting us into power.
Now, let's look at it this other way. While there is crisis in the APC, the ADC is building up momentum. The ADC is building up momentum. The national chairman of the ADC is from Benue State, a former president of the Senate, a military general. He has the former governor in Benue State, Soswam, coordinating the affairs of ADC in the state. Are you not afraid that you might lose this man to the ADC if the crisis persists in the APC?
Well, you see, I'm a Democrat, and I believe in democracy and the rule of law. If you ask me, if you are talking about David Mark, the former Senate president, I'll say fine. But if you say national chairman of ADC, I will not accept that he's the national chairman. Although it is not in my
not
power,
your party.
it is the members of the party that
Exactly.
should decide. Are you getting? But
Do you have
I'm
two- do you
aware.
have two
I'm
national
informed.
chairmen?
I'm informed. I'm well informed
Okay.
that there's a Bala
that he also claims to be the acting national chairman, and a David Mark.
Okay,
the
he
former
claims to
senator.
be. Okay,
yes.
so you have
there
the
are
faction.
both of them claims to be the national chairman.
Okay, the factional
so
national
it is
chairman.
not, because you cannot change the goalpost of a match in the middle of a match. It is left for the members of ADC to sort themselves out. It is none of my
Exactly.
business.
So
Now, on the issue of David Mark on ground, I will tell you without missing words that position or whatever rule they feel that David Mark is coming to play for them, he might play it in another place and not Benue. Because we come from the same place called Idoma, Zone C, Benue South Senatorial District. And I can tell
you
you
mean he's not on ground?
how. He was Senate President for 8 years. He represented the people as Senator for 20 years. And in that 20 years, 8 years as Senate President.
Exactly.
Overseeing the budget of the whole country. And what is in, not even Benue as a whole, Zone C, that senatorial district where he represents, what is there to show that we had this opportunity under David Mark? And it might interest you to know that since after he left the shores or the seats of power in let me even say 2019, that was when he finally left.
Yeah.
I can tell you, and I can count how many times he has been to his senatorial district. He doesn't stay there, so he doesn't even understand what is happening there. Even in all this
while you're talking about the national chairman
I
of the
am
ADC.
telling you, he doesn't go home. He doesn't stay there. He only comes occasionally when there are one or two things that affect him as a person or his family members.
No, okay.
There have been killings in Benue State, sir. Are you aware there have been killings?
Sure.
Are you aware that part of the place that was worst affected is the Doman senatorial district, that's Zone C, where he comes from, Agatu, Apa, even his local government, Otukpo. Did you hear about him? Did you see him in all those times that there have been killings in Benue by the headsmen or Fulani people or whatever, or Fulani headsmen? Did you see David Mark even sympathizing or even a press statement from him to show that he condemning that act and also sympathizing with his people?
So why do you think that action?
ABC. Sir?
Why do you think that silence?
You should ask him, not me. Then the issue of politics, then he said, and you think the people are fools? Sir, gone are those days. I can tell you without missing words that the Doma nation I know are more prepared than ever. As I speak to you, the road, go and see the dilapidated state of the road that passes through his local government, Otukpo, which ordinarily as Senate President, more or less a de facto president, would have helped by virtue of his relationship with the then President Jonathan.
Let's quickly come back to...
Let me tell you, that road is being done by Bola Ahmed Tinubu today, Ashwaju.
The roads to David Mark's...
The road that leads from Makurdi down to Otukpo down to Enugu, it's on a high scale today as it is, and the people are seeing hope. So are you saying that the people will now leave a Tinubu that is giving them roads, that is doing this, that federal presence is being witnessed for the first time for almost over 20 years?
We are talking about a higher thing. What if you lose your governor to the ADC?
How do we lose?
He's the incumbent governor. Won't he use the powers of incumbency to win that election?
To win?
I mean, if you don't manage him very well in APC, Governor Alia, and you lose him to the ADC, and he runs on the platform of that party.
Well, I can tell you that if he leaves to ADC, by God's special grace, APC will win the election before 12 o'clock in Benue. I have told you here that I don't think the governor even wants peace. Because if you want peace as a governor, as a leader, what model or what mechanism have you heard or seen that Hyacinth Alia have put in place to bring about the peaceful coexistence of the party in Benue? I asked you this question, I put you this question before.
You know, I asked the questions here, so I ask you this question. If you are asked being the chairman of the party, and they say, look, it's within your purview, go sort out the problem in Benue State, what are those immediate steps you will take? What are those concessions you will give?
If they give me the opportunity, if Hysen Alia, the governor, current governor of Benue State, gives me that opportunity, we'll do that. It is to bring people on board, it's to carry people along, it's to appreciate the fact that these people had suffered for you.
Now, I remember there was something that happened around June. I think that was also after the visit of Mr. President. The governor dissolved his cabinet. And because there has been this argument of his chief of staff overbearing chief of staff, and they want him, some forces don't want him. So he dissolved his cabinet. Is that not playing to the wish of the other camp, dissolving the cabinet?
He dissolved his cabinet for himself. And he has reappointed those he wants. It has nothing to do with any consultation or carrying anybody along, or those that suffered or helped him or worked for him, or even the party carrying the party along. So it might interest you to know that since the administration of Hysen Alia as governor, party activities in the state is at its knees. Not the local government, if the SGF does not mobilize party or the minister or the members of the National Assembly that goes about party activity or anti, nothing else happens, sir. So he doesn't even understand, or he understands and does not want to do it.
So in one word,
yes, sir,
what you're fighting for, not just you, in Benue State, is how to share this cake in Benue State.
What cake? Are we asking, has he ever told you that we have asked for him to give us something, money or something? No. You have to, if people work for you naturally, sir, you carry them along in your decisions, in everything you do, so that they will say, this is our government.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for coming on my talk today.